Hey, I'm off to a session in a moment, but I wanted to get this in very quickly because I think it's a very important topic. A couple of managers recently approached me and asked how do we deal with people whose level of commitment is not at the level that we expect. And I felt this topic will be useful not only for those who asked that question, but for some of you who are watching this and wanting to improve your own leadership. So stick around as we talk about the 4 levels of commitment. Hey, welcome back. So it's a little bit different where we're at right now. We're actually at a hotel. I'm working with a client right now. But very quickly, before our session gets started, I wanted to talk about the 4 levels of commitment. Firstly, commitment is very important because that is how we get people to, well, act. Commitment affects everyone's level of morale, motivation, contribution, participation, even the kind of work that they produce. All of that is a product of commitment. So it's important to be able to determine at what level of commitment the people that they're working with is at. So let me share them with you now. Level 1 is what I call compliance. It's not an ideal level, but it's better than nothing. At compliance, you might say that the staff that we work with are more passive. They wait for instructions, they wait for direction before they act. But they do act, right? And in their action, they deliver the bare minimum. And so while it is low, it is still a form of commitment of sorts. For somebody who does not comply, they don't have any sort of commitment at all. But at this level, it does require you to encourage, motivate, prod, push, direct somebody in order for them to just produce something. Level 2 is active compliance. So it's still compliance, but it's more active. In the previous one, I call it more passive compliance because, again, they wait for instructions. Active compliance is they know what's required of them. They know the expectations, they know the standards, and so they strive to meet and deliver, but only up until that point, only to a point that is required of them. It's definitely better than the first level where they're still waiting for instructions. At this level, at least, you give them guidelines or the set of work that they're supposed to do, and they will deliver up until that. But they don't go beyond what you expect. Doing more than what's expected, that actually brings them up to level 3. So level 1 is compliance or, well, passive compliance. Level 2 is participation or active compliance. Level 3, the name will call that maybe is active participation. We'll call level 3 as active, and that's because they give more than what is required. So they may stretch a little, so they may do more than what is required. And so it is one of the better levels of compliance. This is where, for many leaders and or managers, they begin enjoying the relationship that they have because the employee, the worker, is, well, they're functioning on their own. Level 2 is where they obviously start because they know what is required and they give what is required. But if they start giving more, you know that they've matured in their level of commitment. And then you have level 4. Level 4 is doing more than what's expected, but also advocating. And so it is a higher level. It's a level wherein their commitment is so far up the ladder that they even begin influencing the commitment level of others. And so it's an even better form of commitment. In this case, as a leader or a manager, your work becomes far easier because this person is on a glide path on their own. You don't even need to give instructions, or if you do, it's just a big picture set of instructions, and the employee just takes and runs away with it, doing more than what is required. Now, while we now understand the levels of commitment, and definitely with this discussion, you will be able to at least determine each of your staff's level. Maybe John is at level 1, maybe Martha is at level 2, maybe Boy is at level 3, and maybe Susan is at level 4. Of course, level 4, you want to sustain that level of commitment. Even level 3. Level 3, the work that you want to do is sustain it and also bring it up to maybe even level 4. But that's their own decision, right? But we can influence that process. Levels 1 and 2, of course, sets you to work because you want to find out what is causing that. For each of these levels, know that there are what we call drivers of commitment. For somebody who's at level 1, they are simply complying because maybe their heart is not into the work that they're doing, or maybe they don't understand what's expected of them, or they probably don't even have the skills to execute, and so it appears like as if they're just giving the bare minimum. But I don't think any person joins an organization to merely comply. I think level 1 is an outcome of, let's say, maybe a level 3 who's not been treated well, right? Think about it. Every person who joins an organization wants to be able to contribute. So at a minimum, people want to be at level 2. Or, well, they don't want it, but people join an organization at a level 2 commitment. They know what's expected and they try to deliver it. And for somebody who's at level 2, they slip down to level 1 for many reasons. For example, guidance was not given, you slip down. Instructions were not given, you slide down. Knowledge was not shared, you slide down. And so commitment is a function of many things. Now, those that I spoke about, you can actually categorize them into 3 parts: head, heart, and hands. When I say head, that's the knowledge. Again, commitment goes down if you don't know what's expected of you, if you don't know the work that you're supposed to do. Also, heart, your interest is no longer there. Your motivation is not there. And then finally, hands, you don't have the skills by which to do what you're supposed to do. Somebody could have been a wrong hire. Again, they want to go do more, but apparently they were hired not on the right skills for a certain position. So as much as they want to be at level 2, they're not able to stay at that level. They slip down to level 1. So you want to find out what is the knowledge that's missing. Is it awareness? Is it the job specification? What is the skill that's missing? And also the interest or motivation. Is that what is now missing? Which is why that level 2 employee, the one that you're trying to work with, suddenly is at a level 1. So everybody joins to be a level 2. How do we get them to a level 3? Obviously, it's still going to be the 3 things, right? If they know what they're supposed to do, they like what they're doing, and they have the skills, they can definitely bring what they're, or have that level where they're at, right, at the moment, to be at that higher stage or higher level, right? Somebody who can do something really, really well can even do more, because now the thing that they were supposed to do can be done quite easier, right? And so a steady level 2, so long as they're continually supported, encouraged, given instructions, given motivation, morale is sustained, they'll definitely move into level 3. They'll give more than what is required. They will start to commit. They will start to be a little bit more active. And finally, when the person that you're working with is at level 3, the next stage is level 4. And in level 4, that means you are already giving a lot more, or they are getting a lot more than what they initially required at level 2, right? At level 2, they got all of the knowledge, skills, and understanding, and even the internal desire to do that we're supposed to do, so they bring themselves up to level 3. And at level 3, there's a lot more of that happening. It suddenly goes into level 4. And also, in level 3, it goes up to level 4, not because of what they got, but people start learning what it is that they can give, right? So, in other words, at level 3 is the point wherein people suddenly feel or realize a switch that this is what I've been getting, and so this is what I want to contribute now, right? So you can think about the level 2 getting to level 3 and level 3 to getting to level 4 as if you've finally reached a tipping point for them. And while I keep on saying you know that this switch from 3 to 4 is actually a decision of the person that you're working with. It is not your choice to get them to level 4. It is their choice. 2, they choose to do that, but with your work, they get to level 3. Level 3, however you want to do it, they will not move to level. However you want to influence that process, they won't get to level 4 because it is their decision. And there you have it. Hopefully that helps give you a quick guideline on determining or learning about commitment, first by determining the level they're at, and then understanding the factors that go into each level that can help move it to the succeeding levels. Let me know how this turns out for you. Just practice it. Practice makes progress. Progress leads to perfection. So good luck in your work. Stay committed in your work. And also, let's create more committed people in our organizations. Till next time, high five.